GloRilla. She was arrested for driving under the influence in Gwinnett County. The 24-year-old rapper from Memphis allegedly failed a sobriety test after running a red light in Suwanee.
Do you know who I am?
No, ma'am. Oh. Would you be willing to submit to field sobriety tests?
Yeah. I'm not drunk, I'm telling y'all.
Once you start this evaluation, I don't want you to stop. Do you understand?
Now let me know when to turn.
No, ma'am, that's on you.
You gonna trick me?
No, ma'am, I explained it to you.
Can you say it with me while I do it?
It's on you.
Because I don't want to mess up and you blame it on me. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Turn around for me.
Be on the side of the road.
No, ma'am, we'll get to the jail in just a minute, okay?
Oh my God.
You've never been to jail?
Flashback.
You ever had your heart broken?
One time. And that's why I am how I am today.
You ain't really give nobody a second chance?
Because I just feel like everybody liked it. Because at the end,
What you mean everybody like what?
I got a lot of friends. I got best friends. I got cousins. And I see how dudes act. All of them got it's a common denominator. Like, they ain't.
Come on, Glo. Come on now. I'm not finna let you sit up here and do this.
That's what it is.
That ain't nothing what it is. No, it ain't. No, hell no.
End of flashback.
If you outside without your man, you out of place.
That's real
How dare you?
And when I saw that, it's like, Tiffany, if you had a husband like mine, you may not have 2 DUIs.
You got to understand what's happening in this world, man. That man, whoever he is, that man, he got some type of influence over his woman, and most of y'all ain't got no influence over y'all woman. Most of y'all women run the streets in a way that's not respectable to you.
Out and then walk to the front of my car, okay?
I told you I hit the pee, so that's why my flowers here.
Okay. Just go to the front of my car, okay?
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk.
You know, the simple fact is a lot of folks think that they can do it by themselves without any help, without any understanding and advice around them. A lot of people just try to surround themselves with yes men or yes women to tell them that whatever they want to do is okay, or feed into their confirmation bias to make it appear that their poor decisions are okay and are the best way for them to go and conduct themselves. And especially when you're young. You see, when you're in your early 20s, you're hard-headed. But, you know, they always say a hard head make a soft arse, meaning that you think you know everything, but you don't know anything. And what you don't know is very detrimental to your health and to your financial stability in this world. Now, we got this boss babe, I don't need a man attitude. We got this, I can do what I want to do. All dudes cheat, so why do I need him anyway? If I get a dude, it's going to be my way, and he can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Just shut up. You don't have the money that I have. So obviously, if you don't have the money I have, you don't have the understanding that I have. And when people contradict that message, y'all jump all down their throat. Even though Monique told you guys when she was speaking about Tiffany Haddish, the value, the absolute intrinsic value of having that man and that leadership in her life.
The Tiffany Haddish did an interview with GQ magazine, and this, in my humble opinion, is where we keep throwing each other under the bus. And she said, well, I don't do business like Monique do business, and I'm glad I don't have that husband of hers. And when I saw that, it's like, Tiffany, if you had a husband like mine, you may not have 2 DUIs. If you had a husband like mine, you may not be caught up in what looks like you could have been grown a child. And I say all of that with no judgment. But when you speak about having a husband like mine, if you had one like mine, you may not sit in these positions that you can't explain the next day.
Right.
Or it's a hard way to go.
She doesn't even have a husband, let alone like yours.
Well, damn it, now, you said it.
To Monique and her husband, who seems to have her back and seems to try to guide her the right way. They be talking how she called him daddy. I'm from the mother streets. If you got a wild and untamed thing like Monique calling you daddy and taking care of you and putting you out there the way she doing it, he doing something.
He ain't got no problem with it.
She call him daddy. She say, this my manager. For him to be called daddy, he doing something, man.
Because the absolute truth is y'all need protection. Oh, and when we talk about protection, instantly you go to the most surface level understanding. Well, why do I need protection? I can just call the police if somebody come. Why do I need protection? If somebody come through the door, I can get my own gun. I can do my own thing. I don't need nobody. And see, that's just a surface level of protection. You don't even understand what you need. And that's the beauty of being young. See, that old adage that youth is wasted on the young is so true. And even a lot of folks, when they're old enough to know what they shouldn't do, but young enough and foolish enough to do it, really can put them in a position where they're needing protection, not just from the world, but in a lot of people's case, and especially women's case, and especially in this case, they need protection from themselves.
A lot of men got to protect women from their own decisions. A real man is going to tell you, no, you're not going to be out there drinking tonight. No, you're not going to wear that. You need to be here. I don't want you over there. And the reason why I don't want you over there, because it's Christmas time and people be stealing. You might put some in your drink. But a lot of women today want to just do whatever they want and expect that a man is still going to be there. No, because you're not falling into the system. Things got rules, and men, we understand that. That's why when men understand, like if you put men in a prison environment, they're going to automatically be hierarchies and rules. Automatically. In sports, when we talk about the head coach controls the team, we know who the person is. If I say sit down, I expect you to sit down. Now, we know women going to have a problem with this, and I understand it. But in order for things to develop, you got to have order. Men like order.
And I noticed that is the one thing that ladies absolutely cannot stand when you tell them they need protection from themselves. Oh no, let a robber or let a mugger or let somebody come through and say something physical. Oh, you the man, get down. Women be expecting you to protect strangers, and you're not a real man and you don't. But if you try to protect them with your wisdom, if you try to protect them with your understanding, if you try to protect them with your knowledge that they don't have, they don't want nothing to do with it. The modern woman is rotten in a lot of ways. They're rotten to the core and not wanting to listen to logic because they've been told that ain't nothing a man can do anyway. They ain't never had a man in their lives. One reason or another, their family didn't work out and the man that made them wasn't there. Whether their mom ran them away or he ran them away. Debate it all you want. They haven't been around anyone they respect. And the only people they respect was thieves and thugs and hoodlums. That's why half of these women be talking this ignorance that they much rather get with a scammer than get with a 9-to-5 working class dude.
Prefer a scammer, dealer, or a 9-to-5 guy?
I like it. You know, like sometimes, you know, like the scammers, they come up, like they'll give you gifts and shit. They'll give you gifts.
I don't know.
Please let us know. They don't probably swipe something and got you something.
You weren't scared to get caught and be associated with him if he get caught?
Like, if I'm not in trouble, I might bail you out. It's fine.
Okay.
You going to jail for him? Oh my God.
You said what?
Maybe.
She said, yeah. I love him.
I love him.
He done cheated on me twice and got me locked up. I'm taking him back.
And so it's kind of hard to go in on GloRilla because she just acted like everybody else act. Everybody else act like they only want somebody to do something for them, to give them something, to make their life easy. But they don't understand that a lot of times protection is telling you what you don't want to hear because it's better for you.
Corinthians 14:34, King James Version. Let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law.
Follow me as I walk and be quiet. So saith the Lord. Can I tell you something, ladies? Listen to me. This is some real you really need to hear. I want to say to all of the women of the United States, if you outside without your man, you out of place.
That's real.
You heard that, Brick Lady?
Not the Brick Lady.
All the women that want to make Corey a bad guy. Did you hear what I just said? If you in these streets without your man, you out of place. If you want to argue that, you go right ahead.
I passed all these tests though, right?
I will explain it to you in a little bit, but...
Can you explain to me now?
No, ma'am.
Is that my rights?
I can smell the alcohol coming off of your
So if
breath.
I pass the first few, it don't mean nothing. I passed 3 tests. You made me do 3 tests.
That doesn't mean that. No, ma'am. Would you submit to the roadside breathalyzer?
And what if I don't? What's my right?
You have the right to refuse.
Yeah.
It's voluntary.
Yeah. I would like to refuse.
You would like to refuse? Ma'am, you're, cover up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
GloRilla talking about an uncovered woman out here in the streets. Got a whole titty popping out for everyone to see in the public view. But check it. Y'all know we ain't exactly the biggest fans of the 304 rap and what these ladies are out here representing, promoting and influencing women, making hoe thottery commonplace. But even though we aren't big fans of this new era of rap, I'll have to say that in this particular situation with GloRilla being interrogated by these police officers or state troopers or whatever they happen to be, honestly something smells a bit fishy, where it seems like the woman trooper in this ordeal is out here fishing for something, trying to get GloRilla to incriminate herself.
You still are going to be arrested.
For what?
Okay.
You don't have any proof on me.
No, ma'am, I do. Okay.
What's your proof?
So the evaluations that we do, it checks all kinds of things, okay?
Yeah.
And that's what determines if you were DUI. And now, whether you do the blood test or not, now that is voluntary. You can still, if you wish to do it, we will go ahead
So did the other test determine that I'm drunk?
Yes, ma'am. The evaluations are stating that you are over the legal limit to be driving right now.
Where the proof at? I just passed everything. I did everything you told me.
To you, you may think that you passed, okay? But I'm not going to bigger with you right now. So, are you wanting to do the breathalyzer?
Now, good thing GloRilla seems to have some kind of street smarts on her, where she doesn't admit or volunteer information about her sobriety. So a round of applause for GloRilla for that. And in this particular situation, she conducted herself really well, because it really seemed like, to me, in my perspective, the law enforcement right here is doing a little bit too much, in my opinion, if you watch the whole interaction. Multiple times, this female cop tries to get GloRilla into some kind of bind, saying one thing then the next, trying to get her to take a breathalyzer test. And it seems like she's doing everything in her power to get an arrest on GloRilla. But I gotta call it straight down the middle and call it as it is. There's just something really off about this whole law enforcement interaction between the cops and GloRilla. So ladies out there that usually hate watch and report us to YouTube, don't you ever try to say that the THPPP Network isn't trying to defend your favorite rappers. Now, of course, she shouldn't have any kind of drink and be driving. She should have got an Uber. But still, with anyone else, I just have a strong feeling that the cop right here would not have been drilling down hard for what it looks like she was wanting and ready to go to arrest somebody like GloRilla.
It don't change nothing.
That's what I'm saying. It's completely voluntary. It just shows whether or not you have.
I feel anything because I'm not drunk.
We have those evaluations set for a certain reason.
How do you tell the evaluation? I feel like y'all not doing y'all job right.
All right, ma'am. So do me a favor,
What's
just
y'all
go ahead
name?
and turn around. Officer Krilla.
Okay, can you tell my brother y'all names?
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna go talk to him in just a moment, okay?
You know, you polite savages. Coming up, I was told that you got to be 10 times better just to make it. That you got to outshine the most average of the average people in a larger community in order to compete, because no one's going to give you anything. So when are we going to stop acting like these rules don't still apply? You know, there's no need to jump down GloRilla's face, because who knows? I mean, I heard that they had her take that field sobriety test 4 separate times to make sure that they had the DUI in place. There's no need to jump down her throat, chastising her for whatever's going to come. And let's keep it a buck. She has money. She'll get lawyers. It's not going to be a thing. And she's going to just be out there playing it off like it's nothing. But what I'm telling you is that certain people need to be protected from themselves. Certain people need to have the right people around them to help them make the perfect decisions to prolong their career. You see, all of these youngsters, all of these folks especially in the hip hop idiom, they all think that it's going to last forever. Everybody trying to be Jay-Z, Nas, 50 Cent with these decade-plus careers. And you know, we can only name a few folks who stay relevant. So you better learn to get down with the get down and pivot, or you're going to be out there.
This bit right here. Yep. Hop in.
Oh my God, I haven't been one of these in years. I'm about to call my lawyer.
So I'm going to reach over you.
Thank you for listening to the Tip Network. Follow us on all social medias. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is ScottT and GloRilla. Peace.
We found true happiness